Hi, I'm Ryan Damron. I'm an editor with the 84,000, a global nonprofit initiative to translate and make freely available the Buddhist wisdom preserved in the Tibetan canon. I'd like to introduce a text from our Sutras for Well-Being series, a short work entitled the Dharaniya Parnashavari. As the title suggests, the Dharaniya Parnashavari belongs to the genre of Dharani literature, which are most often short, practical texts that are meant to be recited, carried, or worn in order to bring about some specifically desired effect. And often this effect is worldly in nature, typically concerning protection from or the alleviation of the many sources of danger and harm that are beyond a person's individual control. This can include dangers of war, political instability, famine, enemies, wild animal attacks, poisons, and very often disease, pestilence, and epidemics. The main deity invoked in the Dharaniya Parnashavari is a female Pishachi named Parnashavari. She's specifically renowned for pacifying disease and epidemics, which makes her rituals, mantras, and dharanis particularly relevant in a time of global pandemic. Parnashavari has a long history in Buddhist literature, and the Dharaniya Parnashavari found in the Tibetan Kangyur is among the very oldest works that feature her. So Parnashavari is a Pishachi, a class of being not unlike a Yaksha or Naga that populates the natural and supernatural landscape of India. Tibetan translators creatively translated the otherwise untranslatable Sanskrit term Pishachi with Shasa, flesh eater, which is a little bit unfair to Pishachis because they can have either a benevolent or malevolent nature. But the Tibetan translation does point to the fact that Pishachis are generally among the more terrifying and hostile of India's diverse array of supernatural beings. Pishachis are known to make their home in deep, untamed wilderness, especially in jungles and forests. And as such, they embody both the inherent dangers of the natural world and the forces that remedy and protect from them. Parnashavari's roots in the natural world comes through quite clearly in her name and iconography. Her name means leaf-clad mountainous, and she's traditionally depicted wearing the garb of the forest. A tiger-skin skirt, strings of wildflowers twined in her matted dreadlocks, leaves clinging to her body, and so on and so forth. Parnashavari's iconography has evolved considerably over the centuries. In the Dharaniya Parnashavari, she's depicted in a simple form, with just one face and two arms, holding an axe and a snare. Over the centuries, her form developed into what is now her most well-known three-faced, six-armed manifestation, in which she holds a bow and arrow, a snare, an axe, a vajra, makes the gesture of threat, and most significantly, carries a bundle of wild medicinal plants. Now, as a text, the Dharaniya Parnashavari is short and straightforward. It begins with an homage to the three jewels, followed by an homage to three Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Amitabha, Avalokiteshvara, and Mahastamaprapta, all of whom belong to the Padma or lotus family. Thus, we need to understand that Parnashavari also belongs to the Padma or lotus family. So following this opening homage, Parnashavari is invoked, her protection and intervention is requested, and the dharani to incant is provided. In the invocation and the recitation sections, we see that Parnashavari has something of a dual nature. She's at once revered and supplicated as a protector and savior, but is also feared as the very source of the danger she's asked to protect us from. In the text, she's called the Deathless One, a source of immortality, and is supplicated fervently to pacify and protect us from disease and epidemics, as well as a whole host of other catastrophic dangers. But when her dharani says, Mamara, Mamara, Masara, Masara, the supplicant is pleading with Parnashavari, please don't kill, please don't kill, please don't spread disease, please don't spread disease. Thus, Parnashavari can be thought of both as a Pishachi, an embodiment of the wilderness and the dangerous forces it contains, and a powerful realized being who can protect us from and neutralize those very dangers. Her status as a realized protector is especially clear in her association with the female Buddha Tara, of whom she's often considered an emanation. Her status as a form of Tara is not evident in the earliest Indian sources, including in the Dharaniya Parnashavari, but in the Tibetan tradition she's generally counted among Tara's 21 manifestations. From her ancient Indic origins as a powerful Pishachi, Parnashavari has remained a popular and effective deity in times of disease and epidemics. There are numerous accounts in Tibetan lore, including in modern times, of the practice of Parnashavari being used to neutralize disease and spare whole towns from the threat of epidemics. The practice of Parnashavari became so widespread in Tibet that she's become the focus of numerous ritual and practice manuals composed by Tibetan authors, so much so that Indic works, including the Dharani of Parnashavari, have fallen out of use and have been replaced with a new and ever-expanding body of indigenous Tibetan texts. The vast corpus of Indian and Tibetan literature featuring Parnashavari, composed over the course of centuries, is a testament to the relevance and enduring popularity of her practice. And as the world collectively faces the COVID-19 pandemic, representatives of all schools of Tibetan Buddhism have performed the disease-averting rituals of Parnashavari, granted her empowerment, and encouraged their students to recite her Dharanian mantra. Thus, we at the 84,000 consider it our honor and our responsibility to make the oldest known text on Parnashavari, the Dharani of Parnashavari, freely available with the hopes that it will contribute to the happiness, health, and well-being of everyone, everywhere.